Tensai forced to defend when he wants to be attacking. 37% left, and Jay shouldn't be in a position to survive here, but he actually gets the kill. Crazy Raccoon have fallen apart in response with a great turn back of the clock to avoid that shot. This might be the last push needed. Here comes the super, along with the hypercharge, and Sergeant still unsafe. The support from Beyond's there too, and Revenant X-Park do the unthinkable and take down Crazy Raccoon. A massive result for Revenant.
Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Jay from Revenant X-Park here, and today I'm going to be covering our games against Crazy Raccoon. This is the winners match in the group stage of the LCQ. So if you haven't checked out my previous video, I covered our games against Inner Circle, that was the opening match, and today I'm going to be covering Crazy Raccoon. Anyways, hopping right into the draft. This time I'm not going to speed up my thought process in the draft because I realized that I sounded like a chipmunk in the previous video, so yeah, I'm going to sound like more normal this time. So we do go with a Jaeyoung first pick. I think Jaeyoung is it's kind of like our comfort pick. Like both me and Response play a good Jaeyoung. I mean, Jaeyoung is not hard to play, but just in general, I think we're pretty good with Jaeyoung, so we like Jaeyoung. And it's a pretty good support brawler as well, very versatile. But in hindsight, I think with Jhin being open, we could also consider going Jhin first pick here. They do respond with a Jhin and a Gus, which are good picks in my opinion. I think that these two brawlers have very strong win conditions. Once the Jhin gets a pull, the Gus gets a shield, I think it's quite hard for us to secure kills onto them. So I do like these two picks. Escape through the draft a little bit. I think, yeah, we go with a Ruffs and a Hank. And I'm not sure what went wrong in this draft. I think I think the main issue here is just that we can't really secure kills because, I mean, unless our Ruffs like gives me a buff and like the Jaeyoung is really strong, but I think in general, like a Hank Jaeyoung into this, we are not really strong enough to be able to secure kills because the Jhin can just knock us back. I mean, can just knock us back, the Jhin can just pull us to secure kills, and the Gus is the shield. They're all really high health as well, so I think the issue with this comp is just that we don't have enough damage to kill them. Anyways, they go with a Brock to round out the draft, and I think once again it's a really good pick from them. I really like their draft a lot here because I just think that there's no way for us to really secure kills easily unless they like miss quite a number of shots and we push up really aggressively. So even with a losing draft, I think there definitely is still a way for us to win this game, which is for us to push really aggressively. So I think the Jaeyoung and Hank definitely has to go onto the Brock, and we have to push the Brock into their base. That's the only way we win, if I'm not wrong. So moving on to the game, let's just see what happens here. Okay, Surgeon just makes an insane catch onto Tensai. I mean, I don't know if it's nerfs or what, but like Tensai definitely should not be getting caught there like that. So yeah, just right off the bat, first game, we really have, yeah, we get off to a really good start with Surgeon just catching out Tensai like that. But that definitely shouldn't be how this game goes. So let's just see what happens here. And yeah, here we don't have the right lane, so we are trying to get Response to swap. But the issue is that with Gus and Jhin in the mid, I think it's always easier for them to swap. So yeah, especially with a Jhin pool now, like we always have to be scared of the Jhin pool, so I always have to be playing together with Response. I think here Moya could have went on a pool. I mean, went for a pool like on Response. Like even here, I think he can still go for a pool for sure. Yeah, like right here, I think he definitely should be going for a pool. And yeah, he just waited too long there, so the pool missed. But yeah, even though the pool missed, I think we're still in a really bad spot. Search is low. I mean, the two of us are low as well, so they just focus Search. I mean, that's really good play from them. And yeah, we weren't in a position to be able to support Surgeon, so he goes down. And yeah, we just lose the game 2 like that. Game 3, same thing. We're trying to get Response on the Brock so that he can push up. I think here he definitely has to play aggressively because as you guys noticed, like if we just stay back, we're definitely going to lose. Like staying back into a Jhin Gus Brock is never going to go well. But I think it's just a little bit hard because they all have hypercharges, like we just don't have enough damage, and yeah, we just ran out of steam in this first game. Okay, game number 2, I think the game plan was that we basically realized that we definitely had to play a lot more aggressively if we want to win this game. So yeah, Response just tries to walk up here, and here I'm getting hit a bit too much. Like I definitely should be getting hit less here. And I think in this position I should rotate far right. Somehow Response doesn't die here, but I think he goes down eventually. We definitely could have played this way better. I think even in this position, let me see what happens here. Yeah, Response just gets hit way too much as well. I think if we were healthy here and we like walked up together, we definitely could maybe get a kill or two and maybe take the round. But yeah, like this is a terrible start for us, and yeah, this is definitely not what you want to see. Yeah, going into round 2, I think the game plan still remains the same. Like we realized that if we just stay back, it's definitely not going to go well for us. But the only issue is that they're hitting a lot of shots. I think like the Gus and Brock are not missing, so we are forced to go all the way back into our base. And yeah, I don't think that there's any way Surgeon could have like not been hit by that pull, so we just lose the first set like that. I think it's definitely a favourable draft for them, but we definitely could have won as well. We just needed to get hit by fewer shots, and Response had to play more aggressively. Like both me and I think it was definitely up to both me and Response to be the difference makers in that set. Moving on to set number 2, we have Dueling Beetles, which is one of our favourite hot zone maps. I think in general our team is really strong at playing hot zone because we're very good at prioritizing the objective, which is to stay on the zone. So even if we don't really have the best KDs, we definitely try to pick brawlers that are very strong and are able to stay in the zone even if you don't get many kills. So for example, Finks is one of those brawlers where you can just always be hovering in the zone because you have good health, you have good utility with your super, and you can just gadget back if you're under attack. So we do opt for the Finks first pick. They respond with a Cod and Bonnie if I'm not wrong, and I like the Cod pick, but I'm not so sure about Bonnie. I think that maybe it's just us, but we just feel that Bonnie isn't that strong on hot zone maps because you just run out of steam once you don't have your gadget. So I think like Bonnie is pretty strong when you have your gadget, you can dodge around and just like fire your cannons non-stop. But once you're out of your gadget, you're quite useless for the time being and you can't really stand on the zone. So that's why I don't really like Bonnie here that much. Anyways, we respond with a Stu and a Hank. Yeah, I think like these two brawlers are just for constant pressure. Like Stu has good matchups into these, and Hank is just for the pressure. We would not pick Hank if Draco was open, but I think because Draco was banned, we're not really scared of any other tank. I think if they go Ashe, we definitely have enough damage to counter that, so we're not scared of that. I think the only issue was Barley, and yeah, we definitely predicted this in the draft. Like we knew that they were going to go Barley. But I think with a Hank and Stu, we are not that scared into a Barley. I think if we went something... Oh my god, I just realized I'm like rapping. But if we went something like more passive, like for example, I don't know, like a B for example, I think that a Barley would be slightly better because we have no real aggro. But with a Hank, we can always walk up, we can always pressure the Barley. So even if it feeds the Barley super, it at least has some pressure on the map. And while the Barley is shooting the Hank, the Finks can just be standing in the mid, just dodging around and taking zone. So let's move right into the game. Hopping right into the game, you're going to see that I'm always going to be playing mid as the Finks. I'm just like hovering at the edge of the zone and always taking zone. Mercurial jumps onto me and I think we focus him down. And your response has been getting completely destroyed on the right, but it doesn't really matter because Surgeon is just bullying Tensai and I also get a really nice kill there. I think here I could have helped my super maybe, but it's not too bad of a play as well. Like we're missing a lot of shots, but at least we have full control here. It's now 36 to 5%, 40 to 5%, so we have a really healthy lead. And once again, Response is just getting bullied on the left, but it doesn't really matter because he just needs to be hovering around the map. Doesn't have to be doing much because we're just getting zoned. So he died there and Response gets a really nice kill. Then he goes down, but once again Surge is alive and he's just chilling in the mid. As you can see now, the lead has extended to almost 60 to 10. So yeah, it's looking really good for us. Unfortunately, Surgeon goes down there. And somehow I get a really nice kill on Mercurial, but sadly I go down and Response gets a really nice kill here as well. So yeah, this game is looking really good for us, even though Response goes down there. I think this super is really good from me because I get quite a bit of control back and I somehow snipe Tensai as well. I almost hit Mercurial with that shot, but it doesn't really matter. Response pops a really nice hypercharge and secures a kill there. So we are looking to be in a really good spot to take this first game. And yeah, Surgeon is just dodging around. Mercurial pops his hypercharge. I like this hypercharge from him. I think if he didn't pop it, they would have just lost on the spot. And here we're just healing up, waiting for Surge to come back. And yeah, I would say here this is quite a bad mistake from me. So like my idea here was to throw the thing on the left and walk mid. But the moment I threw it here, I realized that this was a bad play because if I just walked mid, the Cod is just going to take me into the realm and I don't think my team is going to be able to deal with them unless the Stu gets super. So I think the correct play would have been for me to throw my Finks super in the mid and then walk left. But anyways, I do end up walking left, so this Finks super is kind of wasted. It doesn't really matter though because I get the kill, and okay, it kind of matters because now they can catch up, and like this was kind of nerve-wracking in game because I thought that I just threw the game. But here we just told each other to relax. Response hits a really nice shot onto the court and we're just dashing around. Yeah, they just don't have enough gas to kill all of us, so we take the first game even though I made a small mistake there. Yeah, moving on to game number 2, I think the game plan is just the same. It's just for Response and Surge to be dodging around, and I'll just be taking zone in the mid. Response once again plays really aggressively, and like even though he's getting 0 value, I don't mind. Like, I'd rather him do this than sit back and do nothing. I hit some really nice shots onto Milcreo and onto Moya as well, and I'm somehow still alive here. And Response finishes up the kill, so once again we have the perfect start. It's about 30 to 3% now, so once again we have a really good start. And yeah, Surge breaks this wall. I think that's okay. But yeah, once again we're just chilling in the mid. I'm just focusing the court here. I'm not hitting too many shots, but I think it's fine. I hit a really nice shot there and we're just pinching out the court. I think here I was contemplating whether I should rotate all the way down to pinch this court out, but I decided to just stay in the mid because I think it's better for me to just prioritize the objective of the game, which is to stay on the zone. And yeah, our lead is just getting wider and wider. It's like 70 to 3% now, and no one can really touch the things in the mid of the map here. Response pops his hypercharge, and while Moya actually snipes me, that was a really nice hypercharge from him. Maybe I could have dodged that if I was paying more attention, but anyways, like Moya just gets completely deleted by Surge, like auto aim gaming. And yeah, here we're just slowing things down a little bit. I do pop my super and I get a really nice kill on Tensai, like just 2-tapped him. I think I get my super back like really soon. I pop my hyper here, and yeah, I do get my super, and yeah, that's game. Like, I think this game was really clean. Moving on to set number 3, we have Gem Grab Hard Rock Mine. As I mentioned in my previous video, we actually have a very interesting meta or a style of play towards this map. So we don't like to pick traditional gem carriers, like for example Gus, Jaeyong. These are gem carriers that we don't really like. We rather pick brawlers that have their own broken hypercharges because of like what the meta was at LCQ. I think the meta was just hypercharge gaming, so like Kid, Lily, Ollie, Kenji, Tara, these types of broken hypercharges were really strong, especially in gem grab. So as I mentioned in my previous video, you can be up 8-0 in gems, and then like an Ollie hypercharges you and the game is just over, like just flips like 360 degrees. Wait, what am I saying? 180 degrees. So yeah, that's the meta that we decided to go for. So we do pick up a Tara first pick, and I think they respond with a Jaeyong Kenji if I'm not wrong. Oh no, they go with a Jaeyong Hank. So this is really interesting because I think Tara definitely isn't super strong into these matchups. And we go with a Draco. I like Draco into these two for sure, and we go with a Lily. In hindsight, I don't know if we should have went with like a Kenji just to block their Kenji pick, because like Kenji is definitely really strong into a Tara. So yeah, I don't know, but we definitely wanted to pick stuff that had broken hypercharges as well. So I think Draco was definitely a good pick into a Hank and a Jaeyong. You're definitely going to get your hypercharge eventually, and you're definitely going to be doing something. I think a Lily is just for constant pressure into the Jaeyong as well, which is why we liked it on stage. But in hindsight, I think maybe we should have just taken a Kenji so that they couldn't take it themselves, because I wouldn't know what to go into like a Draco Kenji, for example, if we had picked it. Hopping right into the first game of Gem Grab, I'm just going to be skipping like some parts of this game because I think it's pretty boring. Like, there's just a lot of back and forth. I think here we're not doing too good. I think they are definitely rotating way better than us. At least Surge is in the back line, but sadly he goes down. So right off the bat, we're already spawn trapped. It's going to be 6-0 in gems soon once the Jaeyong picks up this new gem. So we definitely need to play aggressive. I don't think there's any merit in just playing passive with the comp that we have, because we want our hypercharges as soon as possible. Yeah, I go for a pull, but Tensai gets his super off. But I think it doesn't matter because I do pick up the kill anyways. And yeah, Surge gets a very nice hypercharge onto that guy, and he kills Mercuria as well, steals 2 gems. So yeah, right now I think it's definitely an okay spot for us. At least we're out of spawn and the gems are even. So Surge goes in again, and here I get a really nice double pull. Yeah, I do get a double pull, and I almost cycle my super back if I'm not wrong. I think Response stole some of my hypercharge. I mean, some of my supercharge, so I'm gonna blame this guy if I don't get my super soon. And yeah, Surge is just getting bullied by the Kenji here, and now it's 8-4. I think that we are definitely heavy favourites to be winning this game with how it's going. Surge gets a really nice kill there, but okay, yeah, he actually gets a kill. And okay, somehow we both die, which is not fantastic. And Response wastes his hypercharge. I think this is the game losing play of the first game because... Actually, wait, let's watch back what happens here. I think, okay, Surge gets this kill. I think that's okay. And I get a pull here. It's a little bit unlucky that Moya gets his super instantly and pops me as well, because if we got a clean kill on Moya there, I think it'll be really good for us. But even in this situation where Surge dies, I think it's still okay if we just play slowly, because like we have a Draco hypercharge. Surely a Draco shouldn't be using a hypercharge like that. So really bad from Response. I get a pull here and I don't even kill him. That's really unfortunate. And they do pick up the 10th gem, so Response here, if he just has his hypercharge, I think we'll definitely just be deleting all of them. And we do get a reset here, but they're all dead. I get a pull, but it doesn't really matter because I can't kill the Jaeyong. And I would say that we definitely threw this first game. Going into game number 2, once again, we don't get off to a very good start because our Lily couldn't really find the Jaeyong and our Draco is just getting like zoned by the Hank. Like the Hank is just playing really passive, and because he's on the slow gadget, our Draco can't really push up. But I think in this situation, we just don't really have a choice. We have to play aggressively. I got a pull there. It's kind of wasted because Surge just killed him, so kind of a bad pull by me. But I think as the game goes on, our life should start to get easier because like our hypercharges are definitely more broken than theirs. I think a Lily hypercharge is basically a guaranteed kill on anyone, and a Draco hypercharge is gonna like have so much pressure on the map even if you don't use it. So in this situation, even though it is 3 to 7 in gems, we're not too worried because our Lily has a hypercharge. The Jaeyong always has to be scared of the Lily just hypercharging him. And here I get some nice shots. I think I definitely should go for a pull there maybe, but I don't do that. Surge gets a really nice kill, and Tensai hits a really nice super on me. He doesn't get the full clip, so it doesn't get cycled back. But yeah, in this spot, I would say I definitely need to be going for a play here with my hypercharge. I think I waited way too long. Yeah, I waited way too long and Tensai actually gets a kill onto me, so that's really bad. If I go back here, I think... Let's just see what happens. I think I definitely should be looking for a play here after Surgeon dies. Let's just see. I think here, I should definitely just be using my hypercharge super because I should have known that the Kenji has his own hypercharge as well, so I definitely need to be making a play. If not, they're just going to be getting the knife and 10 gem. So I think here I should just use my super here once the Hank shows. And yeah, maybe that would have been slightly better. Or maybe I could have like reacted to this and pulled slightly further away, but yeah, I don't know, like I think this game, like Sia just played really well. Like they controlled the game like fully. I would say that the first game is the one that we definitely could have won and we threw. This game, however, I think it was just yeah, like they just outplayed us basically. Moving on to set number 4, we have Brawl Ball Super Beach. With first pick, we do ban out the Charlie, Lumi, and Hank. Honestly, it's been like 2 weeks since the LCQ, so I don't really remember what the thought process was behind these bans, but we do pick up a Cord first pick. I think Cord is definitely really strong here. I think if Cord was banned by then, we would have probably taken Ollie or Kid. So regardless of what they banned, like we could at least get one of those brawlers. I think all four of these brawlers are really strong as a first pick. So oh my god, why did my quality just go down so much? Let me fix this real quick. Okay, we are back. Anyways, yeah, like our priority was probably something like Mina, Ollie, Kid, and Cord. So regardless of what they banned, we definitely would have gotten one at least. They respond with a Ruff's Bonnie instantly, which I think is interesting because like Ruff's is definitely pretty good into Cord, and I don't really like Bonnie into Cord, but I guess it's interesting because Bonnie is quite a strong mid here. So yeah, I don't know what to think of this. I think maybe there could have been better picks here, but we just respond with a Jaeyong. I think Jaeyong is one of those few brawlers that can fight a Bonnie here. I think in scrims I was really confident on the Jaeyong here into any mid basically, because I think Jaeyong with the speed is really easy to play. The Bonnie definitely should not be hitting you that much. So yeah, we do respond with a Jaeyong, and we finish out the draft in El Primo. So funnily enough, we actually did not pick Primo a single time in scrims, but on stage this just felt like the right play because I think I mentioned before that in Brawl Ball you definitely need a score condition. So we don't really like to pick brawlers that are just gonna be sitting back and just waiting for something to happen, waiting to hit shots, and like if you like team wipe them, then you can get a goal. I think it's a lot smarter to always be picking something with a score condition, like for example an El Primo jump. You can kill someone and then like go for a goal, or an Ollie super, Ollie hypercharge to go for a goal. Similarly for them, I think like Bonnie is kind of a score condition, but it's not as solid. Like generally you will want a tank that can like play really aggressively so that you can get goals. So yeah, here we go with a Primo, and they respond with a Draco, which I feel is like such a terrible pick from them. Like no offense to CR, but I honestly don't see what a Draco is going to be doing here into a Primo court. I think like the Draco is just going to feed, if anything. Like I would say that if the map was a lot more open, maybe Draco would have been decent, but it's always not that worth, because you're going to be feeding Primo hypercharge, you're going to be feeding court hypercharge, and these two brawlers, like these two hyperchargers are strong even if the map has a lot of walls, whereas on like Draco, even if you get your hypercharge, there's so many walls here, so we can just play really passively with the Jaeyoung speed. So I definitely don't like this pick from them. I think that they threw with this last pick. I don't know where they could have gone, but definitely not Draco. Like Draco definitely wasn't the pick. And yeah, let's hop right into the game. As you can see, we are just keeping the Primo on the Draco. I'm just dodging around the mid. I actually pass the ball to Surge, and we get a really good start. And yeah, this is the perfect start. I just think that we have winning lanes here. Like a Draco obviously cannot just walk into a Primo here, and Surge goes in. And here somehow they come out of this and they team wipe us. So let's just go back a little bit. I think the play here by Surge to jump is really good, but I don't think that he should be flipping. He should be flipping the Draco into me. This is definitely really bad. I think in this situation he definitely should just be spamming his auto aim button and trying to cycle another super to just auto aim again. And in this situation here, I was definitely just looking to pass the ball up to the top right, because I was assuming that Surge would just at least get a kill here, or get them really low, and Response would just walk all the way up here and just score. So that was my thought process. But because I was kind of caught off guard by him throwing the Draco here, as you can see I tried to pass but Draco was in the way. So yeah, this play didn't work out. We definitely could have played this way better. I think if Surge just didn't throw the Draco behind, we would have probably scored from here. But yeah, we do give them back a goal, which is not great. And here the Draco uses a super again. We're just chilling here. We're just chilling at the back. Response takes the Draco. I don't know if he should jump there, because like obviously there's no way he's ever going to be killing a Draco. So I don't like the jump, but I think it's good that he takes someone to release some pressure. I don't think anything happens here, but we're just waiting for Surge to use his hypercharge. Like he has his hypercharge here, so I'm just looking at the ball and I'm waiting for Surge to make a play. Whenever he like finds an angle to go for a play, I think I will definitely just be there to follow up. So yeah, I think Surge is about to make a play soon, catching the Draco off guard. Let's just see what happens. And yep, there he goes. He goes in, Response follows up as well, and he goes for another jump. And here we actually make a really good play. I think Response gets a really nice true pass. It was very good for him to be spotting this pass here, and Surge just finishes off with the goal. So really nicely played from Response, and yeah, we just secured the first game. I think we definitely have draft for this game. We just need to not choke and like not give them the ball unnecessarily. So yeah, let's move on to game number 2. Game number 2, I think we have the same lane, so like the logic is just the same. I'm just going to be passing to whichever lane is healthy. So here I pass to Response, and Response is doing really good over there. I'm rotating over to the left because I think there's no point for me to be helping Surge. And I pass the ball to Response here, and I actually get a kill. And yeah, you see, I think this rotation by me was really good, because obviously Surge was struggling, and I think that I could have helped him maybe stay alive, but it doesn't really matter because Response had so much pressure on the left, so it'll just be better to be focusing over there. And here we try for a play, but I think we just rushed it way too much. Let me just go back a little bit. Yeah, Surge flips this guy, but I think he's just way too low. Like Response is also too low here. I think this play maybe could have worked if Response was like full HP and able to pressure here as well, so that these two guys will also be scared of Response. But because he's out of the game, I think it's really easy for them to rotate, so we definitely shouldn't have rushed this goal so much. But I guess it was still a nice try. Like there you could see that I hesitated a little bit with the pass, and it wasn't a hesitation, I just had no ammo. So because of that, they get a goal back against us. And yeah, not looking great, but at least we have a Primo Super. And Surgeon just goes in straight away. I don't really know if that was a play, but I guess it kind of worked out. I get like full clip twice there, which is why I can't really pressure them for a goal. So we're just playing it slow here, we're just chilling, just chipping them down. Surge just says to go, and with his hypercharge he gets a lot of value here onto Tensai. I get a true pass to Surge, and Response takes Milkrio to the realm, and we just end off the first game. So yeah, there's honestly nothing much to analyze about this. I think we just played pretty well on like some of our goal opportunities, but we also messed up from time to time. I think sometimes in ball we just need to be relaxing a lot more, especially when we have comp, because they're always just forced to push into us. Like it's way harder for them to score than for us to score. So I think we should just be more patient and like taking our opportunities better. So let's move on to the fifth and final set. Moving on to the fifth and final set, we have Heist Kaboom Canyon. I think this map we are really comfortable with. We really like playing this map just because I think both Surgeon and I are really good at playing ranged brawlers, and we're also really good at, I think our whole team in general is just really good at playing stuff that is really aggressive and dodges up. So what that just means for us on this map is that we are very comfortable with playing almost any comp. So we are really comfortable playing like stuff like sharpshooters like Angelo, Bell, Piper, these kinds of brawlers that just play the game really slowly. I think that we're comfortable in, and we're confident that we can mechanically diff our opponents. And if we get comps like, for example, the comp that we have here like Finks, Tara, Cod, like we're also really comfortable with just like dodging around the map and applying pressure like together as a team. So here with these bans, we opt for Finks first pick. I think Finks is really underrated here because you can't really kill a Finks on lane on this map. I think it's really hard. A Finks is always going to have pressure on the lane, and a Finks actually does quite a bit of damage as well. Like if you just release 3 shots onto the save and then you teleport back, you release another 3 shots. Assuming you hit like everything 2.7k, or maybe you hit some 1.8k, but that itself is really like 16k damage, which is a lot of damage. So here they respond with a Bonnie and a Melody. I mean, I don't mind the Bonnie pick, but Melody was really interesting. We haven't faced this brawler in scrims before, and I think Melody in general is just a very East Asian pick. I think only players like Tensai, Sitampo will pick these types of brawlers, so we didn't really know what to go into this. I mean, sorry, we didn't really expect this, but I think we were already planning on going Cod, so I think Cod is really good into Melody as well, which makes our life really easy. So we just go with a Cod here, and I think here we were contemplating whether we needed some control. Sorry, not control, like some more damage, because like we're kind of lacking damage here, or whether we should just go a Tara and just like dodge up together. And I think with these matchups, especially with Ember being banned, like Ember, Lumi, I think Tara was definitely a good pick for us, so we just went for it with the last pick. And Brock, I don't know about Brock. I feel like if the Brock breaks open like all the grass in the middle, maybe they do stand a chance, so I can kind of see why they pick this Brock. But I think it just doesn't really synergize that well with the team, because I think they just needed some brawler that could like hit more shots, you know, like something to control us, because we don't really have any range. So yeah, I think Brock wasn't the pick for them. Hopping right into the game, we're gonna see Surgeon just jumping into the mid. I really like this play from him because I think our comm is like we have 0 range, so we always want to be playing really aggressively. And yeah, just like that, we have full mid control. I don't really like this death from Surgeon. Like I don't think there was any reason for him to really run in, but I guess it doesn't really matter as much because we still have mid control, so it isn't that bad of a play. And I do get hit here, but it doesn't really matter because we still have mid control. I think all that matters is that we have mid control here. Tensai tries to go for a play, but Surgeon just jumps back and gets a kill. And somehow I'm alive on 12 HP and I finish off the kill on Moya. So even though we don't have any damage, like they also don't have any damage, I think the only way that they can get damage is Tensai, unless like all of them like really just rush up. And yeah, here I die, but at least I get the pull off, and Surgeon like just nice spawns on that guy, so he gets the kill. And we do get a first save. And as you can see, the game is just really chaotic. Surge takes the guy to the realm, but unfortunately he dies there, and Response gets a kill on Milkrio. I'm just dodging up onto the left. I think in this game, most of the time I'm going to be trying to get into the top left corner of the map, because this is just a really annoying position for a Tara to be in. They don't really have much range, like they don't have stuff that can pinch me up really easily, so like it's good for me to always be just standing in the corner. And as you can see, Milkero misses his super there, so I'm still chilling here, and I use my gadget to keep me alive. So I think we are playing really well here, and I think we just get unfortunately Surgeon goes down there, but we already have like 3 shields down and they're just permanently on defense. I think with our comp we just need to always be playing really aggressively. So that's what I was saying previously, like with the Tara in the corner, they always need 2 people to pinch me out, which is really good because in that time when they pinch me out, I can always just be like my teammates can just be going up. And Surgeon makes this insane play here that actually just wins us the game on the spot. As you can see, he's just dodging every single shot, jumps over the Brock shot, kills him and takes the guy to the realm. Like, this is such an insane play, and he just rushes straight to the safe. Really smart because there's no point defending the Bonnie. Like, he just rushes to the safe and takes that guy in as well. And just like that, we win the first game really convincingly. And yeah, we just needed like 1 more win to secure the series against CR, which is like look at this guy. Look at how happy this guy is. Okay, anyways, let's go into game number 2. So I think game number 2 we have the exact same plan. Like, Surgeon has to jump in still, and we're just like pressuring up together. Here I get hit a little bit more than I should, but Surgeon is here to like kind of defend me, and he gets a kill on the Tensai and takes Milkero to the realm. Really nice. I was contemplating going up just for damage, but I think it's better for me to just stay in the mid and just hold control. Yeah, and now that Surgeon is back, I can push together with him, and I get hit 1 shot here, but I'm dodging this Bonnie, I'm dodging him again, and I get absolutely scammed by this Brock shot here. Like, if you just go back, like look at this Brock shot. Like, the fact that this hits me is crazy. Like, the fact that this Brock shot hits me, like I'm standing here but it hits me, is crazy, because if I stayed alive here, I think we have gotten so much more damage. But anyways, we still somehow get the first shield. Surgeon is still alive there, and Response takes care of the Melody really easily. So they still haven't gotten our first shield, and Surge takes the Melody into the realm again. We're just chilling here. I think Moya is obviously looking to jump, but I just make a really easy rotation and I finish him off. And yeah, once again, as you can see, they last picked the Brock, but the Brock is always on defense, which is not the best idea. I get a really nice kill onto Milkero, and instead of going for the save here, I just hit it a few times and I go straight into the corner. And I think in this position, like, my goal was just to stall as much time as possible, because as I mentioned earlier, even if I'm not dealing any damage here, I always will be drawing the attention of 2 people. So these 2 guys have to be pinching me, and I can, like, in this time while they're pinching me, my 2 teammates can just walk up. And what this does is that they're always going to be on the defense. As long as like I'm drawing pressure here, like anyone is drawing pressure, if the Court is here and 2 people are attacking him, the Tara is here, 2 people are attacking him, my teammates are just going to come out and we're just going to have like constant pressure non-stop, which is the beauty of our comp. Anyways, going here, I'm just purposely not shooting. I take the damage gear so that I can one-shot Tensai, and I get a really nice interaction there to kill Tensai. And here I get my hypercharge super. I'm just pulling the Brock in, and we get a kill under the Brock. And just like that, we somehow win CR and we finish first place in our group. And yeah, like the feeling of winning CR on such a big stage is just really amazing, because I think going into LCQ, nobody had us like nobody predicted us to come first in our group. And I think that if you looked at Twitter or like any social media platform, I would say that many people actually had us getting grouped in. I mean, it's understandable because I would say that our group is a pretty strong group with CR and Inner Circle in it as well. So yeah, it's kind of understandable, but it just felt really good to come out of the group as the first seed. And yeah, this is a game that qualified us to the golden ticket match, which I will be covering really soon. You guys can expect that video to come out next week. Anyways, for those guys who stayed all the way to the end, you guys are the GOATs. Thank you so much for watching this whole video. I know I yapped a lot, so I really appreciate you guys staying all the way to here. So if you are not already subscribed, do subscribe, leave a like and comment down below. I'll see you guys soon.